Hello. Today we're going to talk about the new trend I'm seeing online where people are doing workouts, functional fitness workouts with multiple pieces of equipment at the same time. And I'm here to tell you that is over the top. Don't need to do it. Absolutely over the top. My name is Chris Butterworth. This is the Healthy Butter Fitness channel. This is the place where we talk about being in our 50s and 60s and fighting off the effects of father time every day, every step of the way. And we use functional fitness to do that. Kettlebells, clubs, and Mace. I am 56 years old and I feel great. I can move, strength, flexibility, balance as much as I've ever had in my life. When I was 50, I did not have that. I was broken down. I had chronic back pain, shoulder pain, elbow pain. I've worked through all this stuff using kettlebells first, and then I added clubs, then I added Mace, and it is life-changing. And my goal here is to share some of what I've learned with you. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this new trend of over the top. I have seen 3 videos. I saw one where a guy had a club in one hand and a mace in the other hand, and he was doing different things with it. I saw another one where a guy had a steel club in one hand and a big wooden meal in the other hand. It's like a giant wooden club, and he was doing things. And then I saw one, I think he called it shield and sword or sword and shield. He had a kettlebell in the rack position and he had a club and he was doing shield casts with his club. I am not saying that those are not good exercises, because they would be. They would be very good. You're doing more stabilization than normal. I am saying that they're absolutely over the top and unnecessary. And we're going to talk about why. And this is part of a series I kind of call videos like this defending the middle. And the reason is because everything online is epic. Epic achievements, epic strength, epic vacations, epic fails, epic people just carved out of marble doing epic things, epic feats. What you don't see online is normal and average. You'll never see a video about a guy that worked all day and stopped at the grocery store on the way home before he fixed dinner. He and his wife prepared dinner for the family. But that's where I live. I live in the norm. I am about as average as you get. Suburban America guy, dad, husband. We're regular people. And most people are closer to the regular than to the epic on either side. But epic is what gets all the attention. So I want to talk about this trend a little bit. It is true that if you use your body as some form of a success, meaning athlete, professional athlete, not just recreational, but like you get paid based on your body's ability to function. Military, life or death situations, and not just sitting on a base, but where you're realistically going to be in active duty. Fire, police. We talked about pro athletes, MMA, top of the MMA. There are people out there where 1% better could be life or death. Could be the difference between playing on a professional roster or playing in the second league down, being a starter or being coming off the bench, right? Millions and millions and millions of dollars for the family is at stake based on 1%, right? So there are places where getting the absolute most of everything counts. For the vast majority of us, I think for those you're talking about the best of the best of the best. I've used the Tour de France a lot as an example because it is such a grueling race over such a long time frame, and the margins for errors the margins between success and failure are so slight. And as an example, last year, 1% of time separated the top 8 places. Might have been top 10 places. I think it was the top 8 places. So if you were in 8th place, but you could have been 1% better, you could have won the Tour de France. Now, anybody that rode in the Tour de France, any of those top 8 guys, probably any of the top 50 guys, they could pick any race anywhere, trade equipment with one of the riders, and win the race. These guys are so good. But the difference between them is just margins of margins of margins. So yeah, maybe doing some different unique exercise that's training a different part of their body might translate to 1% or 1/100th of a percent. But when you add a few of those up, it might matter. For the rest of us, there are so many gains that we can make without resorting to over the top epic stuff, right? Are you really putting in as much time as you should be into your functional fitness program? Are you doing it as consistently? Have you done it, 25, 27, 29 days this month? Have you done your workouts? Are you really doing it, taking breaks in the morning and the afternoon and walking away from your desk and stretching and getting full movement in? Is your intensity level as high as it should be? Is your nutrition good? Are you eating too much sugar? Are you drinking? Are you eating too many calories, too many sweets? All of those kind of things matter more than trying to combine and get to the top of the top. Now, a couple of things where I would say, even if you're a normal person, if you wanted to explore some of those over the top things, one is, let's say you don't have any more heavier weights. You've ramped up the volume as high as you can go. You've ramped up the intensity as high as you go. You're about as complicated as you can get with the equipment that you have on hand. Your workouts are already approaching 30 minutes, and you just don't have more weight. You don't have the wherewithal to go buy the next heavier kettlebell or the next heavier club. Maybe you're trying to save up a little bit each month, and in a few months you'll be able to buy one. But right now, this is all you have. Well, that might be something you could do. Add the kettlebell and the club and do them together, and it's going to be something different than you've ever done before. So that's a pretty edge case, but I think it's possible. Normally, I would say you can ramp up the intensity, shorten the rest, add the duration. If you're at the point where you're doing 10 minutes of kettlebell snatch without putting it down and you still think it's too light, okay, yeah, it's time for a heavier kettlebell. But most often, there's more that you can do in your workout. The other place where it might be good for a normal person like us, an average person, defending the middle, is if it's just fun, right? Like, you've done all your kettlebell workouts, you've done all your clubs, you've done your maces, but this is something that's just unique, different. And if it strikes you right and you want to do something like that, one of the things about our functional fitness workouts is that they need to be fun. You want to look forward to them. You want to jump out of bed in the morning and know that you're going to get to do that work. Not that you have to do a workout today, but that you get to do that workout today. So if that strikes you, maybe Renaissance Festival is your thing, and you've always kind of liked that sword and shield kind of thing, and this is a way to, so yeah, there's a place for it. But I think it's like, fractions of percentages for the people where this works. If we talk about a reality check, if you're doing kettlebell, swings, clean and press, Turkish get up, any kind of squat in there, if you're doing club, so you're getting rotation, you're getting shoulder in there, you are already getting full body integration. You're getting balance between left and right. You're getting top and bottom, front and back, left and right. You are already way ahead of most people. You're so far ahead on the curve of fixing your body and feeling great for the next couple of decades. You already feel good, probably. You've already gained strength, endurance, mobility. What we're trying to do here is build for the long term consistently. Days turn into weeks, to months, to years, to decades. And we want to just be able to consistently have a body that feels awesome, right? Workout isn't our job. We're not getting judged on it. There's no competitions. There's no winners. There's not even recognition. Nobody knows you did a workout. What we get judged on is our ability to do stuff out and about, right? If you're out on vacation with some friends and you can pick up your bag and climb up the stairs and not have any issue with it, and everybody else is like struggling and taking breaks halfway up the stairs and huffing and puffing, right? That's where it all matters. The ability to do stuff in the real world. And so I don't think that we need to get these combination workouts. I think that it is over the top. It's, if you're the top fraction of a percent, if it's something that you really want to do it. I think for most of us, we really don't need to jump into this over the top trend. So that's just my 2 cents. I know if you're watching this video, you're probably watching a lot of other stuff online. You're seeing the Instagram guys, you're seeing the YouTube guys, and there's a lot of epic stuff out there online. And I'm just here to encourage you, or to remind you, or to confide, or be a voice of reason. You don't have to go epic all the time. A good, solid program that's working your whole body, top, bottom, left, right, front, back, rotation, 80% intensity, and you're just doing it over and over and over again, you're already winning. And there's no finish line, right? You don't get bonus points for doing some crazy over the top trend. So take that for what it's worth. I hope it helps as you're building your program and you're building consistency into what you're trying to do and trying to make sense of everything that you see online. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. I hope you have a great day. Go get better.